Hi there, this is Sophia tomorrow, and I'm going to be going over my assignment 1-3 slot filing. So to break down the assignment, we had to do just a bit of changing our code from our previous assignment. Now we had to build the slot filer, which we went over during class. Um, and within this task, or within this whole assignment, we had to not only change the chat box to define and instantiate the slot filer so it could actually work within our code, but also build the slot filer itself. So I'm just going to first go over what it looks like. So let me run my code. And again, we're using the code based off what we did previously. So that's why all the colors are different. So I'm going to start off with what is the weather like in State College. All right, and you see here that there's a new line of code or line of text added, just showing the location, the city of State College, which is a slot filler that we just created, or that I will show you later on. And I'm going to do the time. So basically, this assignment is asking us to create slot filers for name of like a city that's within the input text, and also time. So if either of those variables are shown within the input text, it is going to be placed within this new line of text down below. So I'm going to say at, what's one of my times, 2 a.m. What is the weather like? And again, here you see that that 2 a.m. Indicator is then placed in this new line of text, as well as changing, rather than see how in the first one it says like State College's location in the city. It's changed to time because 2 a.m. is a time and not the city. So now I'm going to show you that it also works, both of them combined. So I'm going to say in the afternoon. Oh, didn't mean to capitalize that. What is the weather like in LA? So then look, again, now that the two indicators are within the same line of input, it's also converted into that extra line showing that the location name of the city is LA and the time is the afternoon. So now I'm going to dive more deep into what I changed within the code itself. So first, to go over the chat box. So first, what had to be added was the new variable in order to create it. Then we had to initiate it to, again, use what we just created for it to actually work. And then this hashable code is what is actually like the implementation of it. It takes the string as an input and returns hashes and keys to be used and to be slotted and filtered. And then moving on, this nav response is pretty much adding the slot table to string, which is the result of the slot filtering. It's adding that to the actual lines of codes you see in the output. So it's not only for debugging issues, but it's also, or debugging purposes, it's also just to show that the code actually works and like the expected output. So then now moving on from this, I'm going to show you the slot filler. So what was asked of us in task 1 was not only to build the slot filler, but to also create one specifically, the city names and the time of day. So here, these codes right here within the public hashable method. So I'm going to go over the first one, the city list. It's basically creating a string list of possible cities. And then it's going to run through a for loop to see how, if any of these city names are within the input line of text. And if they are, the result is pretty much putting the name of the city, so Big State College, LA, New York, Tokyo, into that holding variable to then be placed in the output text. And the same thing goes for the time. day list. So basically it's starting off with a string list. Again, 2 a.m., 19:30, afternoon. It's all different types of times. And then again, it's running through this new string called now time of day is running through that list and then comparing it to see if the now input text, so the input text I put in, if there's any of those keys within that, and then I start putting it in the time place in the output text.